Hi everyone, Jean-Pierre from teamtennis.fr, French website, and teamtennis.net, English website, former tennis coach in France, and in this video I'm going to make a review of this racket. This is the Ed Extreme Tour version 2022. Let's go! The Ed Extreme line is composed of powerful and topspin oriented tennis racket. This is a 2022 version of the Ed Extreme Tour, the second version of this model that appeared later in the line. It is the least powerful racket in the Ed Extreme line. Let's give a look at the technologies we can find on this racket. First, Graphene 360 Plus. The Ed Extreme Tour still features Graphene 360 Plus technology, which is great for lightweight, good energy return when hitting the ball without sacrificing stability and comfort. Spin grommet, this technology already present on the previous model, concern the central grommets of the racket, which have an elongated shape for cross strings and a rounded but enlarged shape for main strings, facilitating the movement of the strings, therefore the access to topspin. It helps also for the power. This technology is really interesting for the access to topspin. Finally, Auxetic technology. This is what's new for this version of the Ed Extreme Tour. Auxetic materials that are used in other domains than tennis have a surprising property. They get bigger when stretched lengthwise, and when compressed, they get thinner. These materials are used for head tennis rackets to improve feel and therefore player confidence. It's also interesting for the comfort because it's going to be useful in absorbing shocks and vibrations. Stiffness, so it's not really a technology, but it's interesting to note that the Ed Extreme Tour manages to combine a fairly low stiffness, 63 RA, interesting for comfort, with a very good level of power. Before we continue, as usual, for your tennis equipment, I advise you to go at Tennis Warehouse Europe or Tennis Warehouse USA. I have a partnership with these websites and it's very nice from you. If you use my affiliate link to buy there, doing so you will help me continue the videos I'm doing on YouTube. You can find my affiliate links in the description under the video, and you can also type one of the addresses that appear directly on the video. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's talk about my feelings on the court when I played with the racket. I'm going to start with the power provided by this frame. And first, I show you on the screen a comparison in terms of power with some other rackets maybe you already know. So the head size of the racket is 98 square inch, 632 square centimeters. It reduces a bit the power compared to 100 square inch tennis rackets and larger. So the Ed Extreme Tour is a slightly reduced power racket, but at the same time, it is still very accessible. In the 98 head size category, in my opinion, this is one of the most powerful tennis rackets. The power level is identical to the previous version of the Ed Extreme Tour. Personally, I found the right amount of power for my game from the baseline as well as on the serve. I think it's a sign that the racket gives a decent amount of power because I tend to lack power on my serve. Of course, for the power, pay attention to the tension of your strings. The lower the tension, the more power you will get. In my opinion, this racket will be interesting for players looking for a slightly control-oriented tennis racket with slightly reduced power that also offers a good level of power. In terms of swing technique, I would recommend this racket to players with medium to large swings. Advanced players with rather short swings will also be able to generate some pace and power because the racket is very maneuverable. So, control-oriented tennis racket, but at the same time with a very good level of power. Now let's talk about spins. First, on my slice backhand I had some very good feelings, nice feel, nice control. With a more control-oriented tennis racket maybe I could be more aggressive on my slice backhand, but really overall it was fine for my slice backhand. Concerning topspin, the access to topspin is excellent, despite I would say the slightly smaller 98 head size, but in my opinion this is one of the 98 rackets that provides the best access to topspin, along with the Wilson Blade 98S and the Babolat Pure Aero 98. Now let's give a look at the maneuverability, and I have some things to say concerning that point. Maneuverability is excellent as well thanks to the balance located at 31.5 centimeters unstrung, 9 points headlight, and the swing weight rather average low, 317. Overall, I liked the maneuverability of the racket for my one-handed backhand but also for my forehand because it helped me for swing speed. I found the racket to be particularly headlight. Just a bit too light for me. I had the feeling that the racket was a bit empty on the head. This had the advantage of giving me a very good swing speed, which is interesting when you have to make short swings or for topspin shots, but I would have preferred to feel more solidity and stability with a bit more weight in the head of the frame. The fact that the racket is headlight is not good or bad, it will depend on every player. Anyway, this balance gives me the impression that the racket was lighter than 305 grams. This feeling, of course, can be modified for those who wish to do so by customizing the racket and adding a bit of weight at the height of the contact point. In terms of maneuverability, I found the feel to be identical to the previous model. Concerning the comfort of the racket, as with the previous version, I found the comfort to be very good and it was nice to play with this racket. I really enjoyed playing with the Extreme Tour. It's interesting to notice that this racket has a fairly low stiffness, 63, which is good, interesting for comfort, and at the same time it has a decent amount of power. I found the forgiveness to be quite decent, even if of course it's a bit less tolerant than a 100 square inch head size, but overall very good level of comfort and very good tolerance for this racket. A little comparison with the Head Extreme MP. So the Head Extreme MP will give more power than the Head Extreme Tour. The Head Extreme Tour is for more powerful players who are looking for more control. I found the Head Extreme Tour easier to swing than the Head Extreme MP, even though it weighs 5 grams more, but it is more headlight with a balance of 31.5 centimeters instead of 32 for the Extreme MP. Access to topspin is excellent with both rackets, slightly better with the Extreme MP that has a bigger head size, and both rackets are very comfortable. Okay guys, to conclude for this Head Extreme Tour version 2022, I would recommend this racket to players with an intermediate or advanced level, not for beginners. For beginners, I would advise to give a look at the Head Extreme Team L or Head Extreme MPL. Players with a modern game style, power, topspin, very interesting. Players looking just for a bit of control. Or players also with a game style with more touch, slice, even a flat game, but in that case without crazy power. Players who play with a two-handed or one-handed backhand, but the maneuverability is very interesting in my opinion for the one-handed backhand. Players who want a medium power, slightly control-oriented tennis racket that is not too hard to use. Players who want a racket with a 98 head size, with a good power and very good access to topspin. A racket with an excellent maneuverability, easy to swing, headlight that overall does not feel heavy. A racket with a good level of power without being too stiff. Racket with a very good level of comfort. Players who like the Head Extreme MP but maybe lack a bit of control and maneuverability, and the Head Extreme Tour is also a great choice for those who already enjoy the old version of the Head Extreme Tour and want to renew it while keeping the same feel. Okay guys, that's all for this review. Thank you for watching. I hope it will help you if you're looking for a new tennis racket. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comment. Have fun playing tennis and I see you very soon in another video. Take care. Bye bye.